As we get ready for back to school, many parents are preparing to send their kids to college. This is a big step that we want to make sure that you and your student are prepared for. And on this Money Monday, Megan Hammond from WealthQuest joins me to talk about getting your kid financially ready to leave the nest. Fly on, little bird, right?
That's right. That is right.
And that's a lot to get them ready. So how can people financially prepare their kids for college or moving out of the house for the first time?
So that's probably one of the biggest stepping stones that our kids are going to take on the journey to managing their own financial life. And so I think we as parents have to be very thoughtful about how we engage in this conversation and think about the transition that's going to be happening over time.
Yeah.
And for every parent, every child, potentially that conversation is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. But we want to come back to these three major components, right? We want to make sure that we give our kids a solid financial framework that they can build off of in the future. And we want to set really clear expectations about the support that we are willing and able to offer. And then I think third, we really want to acknowledge the shift in responsibility that's going to be happening. Some children are going to be ready for that sooner than others.
Yeah.
And so how do we step in and provide that support and consistency until they're ready to do that?
Now, Megan, when you talk about laying down the rules for that financial help that you're willing to offer, is that something you stick hard and fast to, or is there some wiggle room in there?
I think it's mostly about clear communication.
Got it.
And so that would be the first step. But this is a really overwhelming time for families in general. There's just a lot going on. And so it's easy to forget some of those things. So it's okay to go back and clarify later on. But I would encourage parents, write down those money lessons. You know, anything that you think you want to teach your kids before you launch them off into the world. But I don't know that that is enough, right? We also want to have more practical conversations. So we're sending our kids off to college. Who's paying for books? Who's paying sorority dues? Who's paying for those extracurriculars and that fun money, right? Set those expectations, what you're willing to provide and what the expectation is for your child as well.
And for these young adults, this is a change in responsibilities and maintaining that consistency. What things can parents do to put this in motion?
Well, I think, you know, to set that financial framework, right, we want to make sure that we give them a really solid foundation. So we want to give them a bank account, right? We want to help them set that up, but we want it to be easily accessible. So especially if they're going out of state, we want to make sure that it's something that's on campus, that's close. It might not be the same bank that they use during the summer when they have their, you know, their summer job here. So we want to do that. We want to make sure they know how to bank in person, that they know how to bank online, that they know how to bank using an ATM. But I think even beyond that, right, you know, there is this understanding of responsibility and the shifting of responsibilities. And particularly when our children turn 18 or they go to college or they move out, we don't necessarily get the same access to information because they're legal adults, and so there are privacy laws that protect them. And so we want to make sure that we have that conversation for our kids so they feel comfortable, but they also have the support that they need. And so how do we make that shift happen? And how do we make sure that we give that support? And it may be that we need legal documentation and authorization to step into those places so that things don't fall through the cracks and our kids feel good about moving into this transition and being more independent.
Yeah, and for kids or young adults who may be watching right now, getting ready to leave home for the first time, what advice would you give them?
Take it slow. You know, be confident, but it's okay to ask questions. You know, we don't learn these things right away. We learn by practicing, and so ask the questions. Your parents have been through it, and it's okay to not know, and it's okay to be a little bit nervous and take it one step at a time.
Take it slow. It's a long, bumpy ride. All right, Megan Hammond from WealthQuest. Thanks so much for being here with us.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me.